AI is everywhere right now. It's creating images, it writes content, it's even making music. But can AI help us to trade? Over the years, I have tested plenty of trading bots. They all come with either high fees or monthly subscriptions and never guarantee profitability. So this summer, I've tried something different. I've built my own trading bot for MetaTrader 4 using ChatGPT for free. What started off as a fun experiment has transformed into something so much bigger. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Step by step. The idea behind my bot is simplicity. I wanted something that even a complete beginner to trading could come in and create. And if you're new to trading and you struggle with certain terminologies, understanding risk management, or even the market's basics, my ebook Forex Trading 101 is a complete guide for beginners, sharing all the foundations that you need. There's a link below in the description if you want to find out some more. Whilst I do have some coding knowledge, the best part is that you don't need any at all. ChatGPT takes care of all of the coding for you. Keep watching because I'm going to share the entire process with you in this video. All of the software that I will be sharing is linked in the description below. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and let's get straight into it. Before I load up my broker and we explore creating the EA trading bot in MetaTrader 4, first of all, I'm going to focus on creating this as an indicator in the TradingView charting software. This is for a couple of reasons. It's so that we can visually see what it will look like on the charts, see that it has some sort of plausibility to work before we then create it into a bot. This is kind of a personal preference thing, but it's something that I prefer to do and what I have done in my process, so I'm going to share that with you as part of the steps. I've loaded up ChatGPT. It's chatgpt.com, and although you can pay for a paid plan, I am just using the free plan because I'm quite happy with what they can provide for free. So let's get started. Now I've been told to just treat this like a computer. I've put, can you create the Pine script for a trading indicator that I can use in TradingView? I want this to be a simple moving average crossover. And in case you're wondering why I'm focusing on that, this is one of the first indicators that I learned about when I came into the Forex market. So I've come across moving averages before that, as well as other popular indicators like RSI and average true range. But in terms of creating this as a strategy, a simple moving average crossover was one of the first strategies that I explored. And for those of you who aren't familiar, it's where you have two or more simple moving averages on a chart and you wait for them to cross over and align, providing a trading signal. So in this example, it's going to be a simple moving average crossover using let's go with a 13 moving average and a 100 moving average. When the smaller moving average is above the larger moving average, I want that to display a buy signal and vice versa, a sell signal. Smaller moving average moves below the larger moving average. I also want the signals to only be present during times of higher trading volume, usually 8 until 5 GMT time only. So this is aligned for myself trading here in the UK. You can really go to town on this. You can get very selective and make a very complex indicator that incorporates other indicators and different parameters, or you can just keep it really super simple. So I'm going to keep it simple for this example. So what does ChatGPT say? I will write you a TradingView Pine script that does exactly this, and it breaks it down. Plots a 13 period simple moving average and a 100 period simple moving average, a buy signal when the 13 moving average crosses above and a sell when it crosses below. Signals are only shown between 8 and 5 GMT. And here is the code, and that's how quick it is. It's so quick and simple. What I love about it as well is it gives you prompts to help even improve what you have written. So it says, do you want me to also make it so that the background highlights during the active hours to visually confirm when the signals are allowed? I'm going to leave that out for now. Let's copy this code and let's go back into TradingView and see what this looks like on the charts. Here I am back into TradingView. If you don't have TradingView, I have got a link below in the description. They have different packages available. I've been with them for over 5 years. They're brilliant. And in the bottom here, you can see Pine Editor. So this is the code that TradingView use. Don't let code scare you if you're not familiar with it. You don't need to understand it. You just need to be able to copy and paste. So I've copied the code from ChatGPT, all of it, Control and A. And here, this is the code here in the Pine Editor. In fact, this is a strategy I've already made. I'm going to use this drop down arrow and I'm going to select Create New Strategy. So here is fresh new code. Now I'm going to do Control and A, which highlights everything, and Control and V, which pastes everything that I've just copied from ChatGPT. And let's save this. SMA crossover, I'll put 13,100. Save. And let's add it to the chart. Sometimes it may load up some errors at the bottom here, but this is such a simple code request that it looks like it's been very straightforward and there haven't been any errors. So I will minimize the Pine Editor and you can see it's already added to moving averages. And if I go on my drop down list, SMA crossover with session filter, it kept the original title, but I've got on inputs 13 and 100, so I can customize this, I can change that, and also the trading session, its validity, so you can change that as well. And the style, I'm going to actually swap these around because I always use blue for a faster EMA, and I tend to use yellow for the larger one, so that just makes a lot more sense for me. We've got green as a buy signal and red as a sell signal. And you can see that it's added here sell signals and buy signals, sell signals, buy signals when the moving averages cross over. Very, very simple. But also it looks very interesting just having a very simple glance here at the previous week. The sell signal we got first of all was during the London session at 8:45. So let's zoom in on that. And what happened here is the blue line, which is the 13 moving average, crossed below the 100 with this large bearish candlestick down. So the next candlestick opened and we got our sell signal. When it comes to transforming this indicator into an EA, a trading bot to use on MetaTrader 4, there will be a lot more variables that we need to consider that will transform this from an indicator to a strategy, such as once we receive a signal, in this case a sell signal, where do we get in for an entry? How much risk are we using per trade? When are we going to get out again? There's quite a lot to consider, and that's what I need to have in my head before I can request ChatGPT to transform this into an EA. But it's nice to visually see the logic of this indicator because from the sell signal, we got a little push up here, which would be a nice place for an entry. Price has dropped down. We got another buy signal the following day, which was just during this brief pullback that could have been capitalized on short term. And then the EMAs cross over again and we got another sell signal right here. This would have been such a nice move to ride out with an opportunity for an entry here. Coming up, join me as I convert this indicator into an expert advisor trading bot for MetaTrader 4. But first, if you are trading with a prop firm such as the 5%ers, can you actually use your own EA? I've been trading with the prop firm, the 5%ers, for years now. They have 3 different programs available, whereby you have to pass a challenge in order to access a fully funded trading account, trading their capital, where you take a share of profits and losses made on the account. But do they let you use EAs in their programs? It says in their website terms, the user may use any custom algorithmic or other automated trading software, collectively automated trading software, owned or developed by the user in connection with the user's activities, subject to the following terms. The user shall notify the company in writing and obtain written approval from the company prior to using any automated trading software. So if you develop your own EA trading bot, you can potentially use this in conjunction with a prop firm such as the 5%ers, which I find super interesting. The idea of creating and refining a trading bot to use with a fully funded account where you can just watch the profits rolling in. It sounds very tempting, doesn't it? If you want some more information about the 5%ers prop firm, I have created another video, or of course there is a link to their website below in the description where you can find out more about the programs they have available. Continuing on building this EA now in ChatGPT. I've put thank you because bot or not, computer or not, I like to use manners. Can you convert this indicator into an EA trading script for MetaTrader 4 platform with the following parameters added? So I'm going to put risk percentage per trade so that we can customize and test this parameter. Take profit in pips, stop loss in pips. In the code itself, can you automatically use a stop loss order that is 2 times the ATR value and a take profit order that is 2 times stop loss order, unless these values are manually added in pips. Can you also set the entry requirements to be a retest of the smaller moving average after a signal has been received? So what I basically said is, after there has been a trading signal received, I want the entry to be at the smaller moving average in the form of a limit order, not market order. And I've also used some code here for the stop loss and the take profit, which is something to test. I'm not sure this is going to be profitable. And this is what I'm talking about when I say there are so many variables to trade in. There could be the option to use the take profit and the stop loss in pips manually. So for example, you could have a 20 pip stop, 30 pip take profit, or a stop loss order that's 2 times the ATR value, the average true range. This is calculated based on the 14 previous candlesticks in the time frame. So if this bot has been applied to, say, the 15-minute time frame, the previous 14 candlesticks, the range of the movements in pips of those candlesticks will be considered for the stop loss order, which means that it should represent the current volume and momentum that is occurring during that time period that the trade is set. So let's just see what it says. I'm starting to make it a little bit more complex with my requests, but it's thinking about it and it's writing the MT4 EA code. And in case you're wondering, I've started with MetaTrader 4 because both MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 use a slightly different program language for their code. So I figured out that I would use MT4 first to create the bot, to test the bot, refine the bot, and then I will simply paste that finished code back into GPT and ask it to convert it to MT5 when I'm ready. But for now, I don't want to keep liaising between 2 different platforms. I'll just use MetaTrader 4. And we're done. Here is a complete MetaTrader 4 expert advisor that implements your rules, uses the 30 moving average versus the 100 for crossover signals, limit order entries on a retest of the 13 moving average after a signal, the session filter, the risk per trade, the stop loss, the take profit, avoid duplicate orders, signal expire after a set number of bars or minutes. Paste this into the meta editor as a new expert advisor and compile. So let's do that. So very simple. The code is here and there's a lot of code there and I don't know what any of that code means either. But it's made it so easy to just press this button right up here in the top right, copy, and I will load up my MT4 platform. So here is my MetaTrader 4 platform. I've currently got this open on a demo account, testing one that I made earlier, which I'll talk to you a bit about later in the video. But for now, let's go into the tools and MetaQuote language editor. And this will open a separate piece of software. This is the code that we can use for the bot. So I'm going to select New, Expert Advisor, and let's call this Simple Moving Average Cross, and I'll put 13100. I don't need to worry about any of these because we're going to do it all in here. And there it is. And it automatically has this code here. I'm going to do Control and A and Control and V, which will paste in all of the code from GPT. Now, once that's in there, I'm going to do Control S to save my new Expert Advisor. And this button here, Compile, makes this into a bot. Now, I'm very surprised because most of the time it brings up errors. And when I did my previous bot, the more I was refining the bot and adding parameters to the code, the more I was getting errors. But I would simply copy each error and paste it into GPT, and it would rewrite the code and solve it for me. But right now, we don't even have to worry about that. So that's great. Let's go back and add the bot. Now, all of these little charts I have are all synced up with my current bot. So I'm going to open a new chart. And as I'm recording this at the weekend, the only market that will be open is Bitcoin. So let's make this big. I'm going to drop down to a 5-minute time frame. And underneath Expert Advisors, we'll just refresh this. And I should be able to see at the bottom here, Simple Moving Average Cross. And click, hold, and drag this to my chart. And this is the EA bot that we just made using GPT for free. In the common tabs, this means to make sure this allows live trading is ticked and the DLL imports. And in the inputs, these are the input parameters that we can customize to really test out different parameters of the bot. So for example, the fast moving average period is set to 13, the slow is set to 100. This can be changed. Even the moving average method, we can change this to exponential, but I will leave it at simple for now. The ATR period, the percentage of equity, so at the minute this is risking 1% of my account equity per trade. And remember I said about the stop loss and the take profit? These are automatically set to 0 pips, which will use the coded version, which is the ATR. But if I set these to pip values, they will override the logic in the code. I have my time variables here, 8 o'clock GMT till 5, but these can be edited. And I can always turn this to false, which will not restrict it to the time session if I want the bot to run all the time. Magic number, so that needs to change if you have multiple charts open. Each magic number has to be unique to the chart, so that has to be a different number. And 1 active trade per symbol. Okay, so I've got a smiley face here. How easy was that? Now I've just got to let it run and observe and review it and keep refining it. I've just minimized the Bitcoin screen and now you can see my original charts on my demo account. These are all running the bot that I made, which has been running for a couple of weeks now. I'm still in the refining and the testing phase. And here's the reality. Making trading bots takes time. For example, I might adjust one parameter such as the trailing stop that automatically trails to break even once I'm in 1 times my stop profit. But once I've implemented that parameter, I need to wait for a week for the bot to run so that I can generate more data so that I can analyze it the following week to see if it was profitable or not and to see if it worked. And that's why it takes so much time when you are creating a trading bot, because you need to give it time to play out and see if it works or not. The cycle of trading bots is, of course, to create the bot, to test the bot, to analyze and review, to refine, which means basically adding different bits of code or maybe changing parameters and then going through the testing phase again and repeating that process. Because in trading, small changes can make a massive difference between profit and loss. So is creating a trading bot with ChatGPT possible? Absolutely. In fact, it is surprisingly so simple. The real challenge isn't creating the trading bot, it's refining it. That means testing, improving, reviewing, repeating over and over. But with AI, you don't need to spend thousands of pounds on somebody else's software or somebody else's system. You can build your own, you can understand how it works, and more importantly, you can customize it to fit your own trading style. I'll keep you updated as my own personal bot evolves. At the moment, it's currently up 4% in a couple of weeks, which is a great start. If you're interested in learning more about the development of my own trading bot, let me know in the comments below so I know to make more content like this. Meanwhile, if you've enjoyed this video, please let me know by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.